Namaste Kasakai, I'm Apurva and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good. So I recently traveled to India, yay! So yes, I traveled to India and I know like during this global pandemic traveling it makes you really nervous, and it did make me nervous as well. I had to figure out a lot of things, but don't you worry guys, मैं हूं ना. So in this video I will be covering all that you need to know about traveling to India, whether like it be all the forms that you need to fill, the COVID test, and also I will be sharing my personal experience which will definitely help you guys for your travel. So let's get started. Okay, so now quickly let's start with all the mandatory things that you need to do. So number one are the flights. So before making your flight bookings, do cross check that the flights are operating fine. Like in Europe, mostly the flights under air bubble are operating fine. So please do check that before actually making your bookings. So now let's look at all the forms that you need to fill. Now it's pretty simple. The first is the self-reporting form. So you'll find this form on the Government of India website. I'll just mention all the links in the description. Do check them out. So here you need to fill all the flight details that you have booked, and this has to be done prior to your departure. Next thing is the passenger locator form. So I was traveling through UK, so I had to fill a UK passenger locator form, which is on their website. The link is again given in the description. The form actually opens up 48 hours prior to your departure time, so do check that in that time frame and fill it out. They do ask you to keep it filled before you actually arrive at UK. And this must be same for all the different destinations like France, etc. So now comes the COVID test. Now you have to go through an RT-PCR COVID test, which is very important. So there are two options. One is you can do it at the Indian airport where you arrive, or the second option is do it beforehand at your source. Like on the Indian airport, you have to wait for the results for about 8 hours, and the cost is I think 3,900 that I had read, but please do check that again. But I opted for the other option to do it at the source because I thought it's more safe and you don't have to wait for a longer time at the airport. So I traveled from Ireland. So Ireland has recently opened a testing center just near the airport, like it's at the airport parking station. So it's called Randox. I've mentioned the link in the description. The test is for 99 euros, and it's just 5 minutes ka procedure, and they collect the swabs from your nose and your throat, and that's it. You don't even realize, nothing to worry about. And the next thing is you get the results within I think 10 hours. Yeah, I got the results in 10 hours. So yes, so if you are taking the test beforehand at the source airport, then you have to fill an exemption form. So what this exemption form says is you fill all the details and you have to upload your negative RT-PCR test, so that you skip the testing at the airport and you say that you are going to do a home quarantine of 14 days. So I had this doubt when I was filling the exemption form as per the timelines, because you have to produce a negative RT-PCR test, but I had not received my results by that time. I had filled the form. I submitted the acknowledgement from Randox that yeah, we have taken your samples and blah blah blah. So I had uploaded that receipt, and then later on, like, I filled the form again with the new with the report, actually the report stating that I'm negative. So this is what you can do. And yes, that's it. That's all the forms and all the mandatory things that you need to do. So now I'm going to share my personal experience and all my small tips for making your travel good. I first took a COVID test for the same departure date, like a few hours before my flight. I gave my test and then I went to Dublin airport for checking and all the formalities. So to my surprise, the Dublin airport was empty. There was no one there. Like only the three of us that were traveling together, but apart from that there was no one. All the stores mostly were closed, only a few ones here and there. And for food we had only one store, and I guess you will have to just buy your food from there. So they had some meal options, so the only thing that we could find is the meal options that they had. Then when we went ahead for our first flight, I was shocked again because there was no safety kit provided. Like nothing, no mask, sanitizer, nothing. It's all that you had. So please make sure that you have your face mask, shield, sanitizer, all the necessary things that you feel would be required for your journey. Then we reach the UK airport, the Heathrow airport. Yes, even that, like we reached at night, so even that was pretty empty. There was no one at the airport, and the same thing, no stores. We had only the same option, the same store. We had a long layover at the airport, so we were advised to go to gates from A1 to A5. So I think everyone who had to stay at the airport were advised to go there, like mainly for security reasons. Let me tell you that it's too cold down. Please carry your jacket or blankets or whatever, and also the seating is not that comfortable, so please make arrangements beforehand. And there is no charging station, nothing. And also they lock it till 4:30 a.m, so you have to stay there downstairs itself. So please, like, do your arrangements, power bank or whatever, and be ready to stay there for a long layover. For the second flight they gave us a small kit. It just had a few masks, some sanitizer sheets and a face shield. And also I assumed that the flights would be pretty empty. People would be seated, like leaving one row, like gaps, but no, like you even had like people sitting, like just leaving the middle seat empty, and people sitting on the first and the, like the both the ends of the seat. So I think the flights were pretty full and there was no space for enough social distancing. So make sure to have your masks and shields and gloves and everything at place. And now we reach the Indian airport. So as expected, people were just rushing the queue and they were not keeping enough distance between themselves in the lines. They checked the self-reporting form, they checked the exemption form, like you had to fill a physical exemption form even if you had filled online. But I know that some of the people were even not asked for their negative COVID test and they were just allowed to go, but I'm not sure. For me, yeah, they did ask for the report. Then they just stamped my boarding pass and I had to leave. So yes, this was my experience of the whole journey, and I really think like this will really help you guys. And yes, if you guys are traveling sometime soon, wish you a happy and a safe journey. Take care of yourselves. I hope you find this video helpful, and if you did, please give it a big like and please subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Till then, see you, bye bye.